Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. News and views on the news. And this is some news that greatly affects where I volunteer or where I go to help volunteer or I go to help the volunteers, where I go to pass out things, where I go to bring a choice to people that are at more risk than us. All right. I was moseying around and I ran across this article by The Guardian. All right. And I was like, wow, somebody in the United States did an article in English about the situation in Villa Alianza. Villa Alianza. All right. Y'all hear me talk about that when I am in Brazil all the time because that's where I'm at in that villa. All right. Y'all hear me talk about Bangu, right? That's the city that the NGO is in. Villa Alianza is the place where the NGO is. I put forth a request for somebody to help me start a GoFundMe to help the NGO make a space ready for children. I haven't gotten any help back yet. So I'm putting out that call again. Anybody that knows how to do GoFundMe, I would like to do the GoFundMe in order to create a spot or help to create a spot, send in a lot of money direct to the NGO to help these children do what they do. All right. Now, y'all saw this on Facebook, this picture right here. Y'all saw this clowning around. These brothers here are from another favela. They're from another favela. And I talked with them. Many of them have children, and they're with their woman. And these guys, their route to making money to take care of family is to hustle. Their hustle is to shine your shoes at the airport. All right, one of the first guys that I met, he was supposed to be here. I told him that when I come back, we're going to eat and we're going to sit down, eat, and talk. He was shot by the police. He's not dead, but he was shot in the arm. All right, so I missed him this time around. And that's the point with me making friends there. Because I leave then come back, I don't know if the friends that I made, the relationships I have established, I don't know if those people are going to be around. All right. And that's kind of my concern. Are those people going to be around? All right. And so this is the situation. This is the situation that these guys face. This is why they are so up armored. The government said to them, because of the color of your skin, we're not going to allow you to survive. When people built in Villa Alianza and Villa Kennedy, we talked about it on my very first visit. England put a factory there and people were working. And something happened and Brazil shut that factory down, made it textile, clothing. And why would they switch it from some place that men could earn an honest living and take care of a family to something that females do? Think about that for a minute. But that's what they did. So now, instead of the females being taken care of, you're forcing them, as you off their men, you're forcing them to take care of a family with earning less without the protection of the man. Think about that for a minute. So we're going to get into this article by The Guardian, all right, at theguardian.com. But first, let me greet everybody. Havorten hardu gudag ola oi to the bang vasas los bonjour mes amis kedu bawani konnichiwa ni hao ni ama sani bodani jumbo habari gani assalamu alaikum and shalom. Now, brothers and sisters, the link to the article will be in the description box, right? It goes to say the teenage gangsters of Villa Alianza, and the government is gangsters in this too. So let's not get it twisted. All right, remember, the government in gangster fashion created the situation by robbing men of the ability to earn an honest living. And that's how these villas became what they were. This whole thing was a racial program from the beginning by the government. So now you got certain places that are so hostile that the police can't tame them. Villa Alianza is one of these places, right? So teenage gangsters, Villa Alianza grew up in a world where death is ever present in battles with police and rival gangs. All right. Now, the brothers that you see in here, they're not from Villa Alianza. They're from Villa Mortal. They're by the yellow steps. Or they're called Esquerda Amarela. Amarela. Well, I have a hard time saying that word. All right. Steps yellow, right? And the guy that created those steps, you seen Snoop Dogg and them do a rap video, So Beautiful. Those are the steps that they're on, right? The guy was stabbed on his steps that created and did those steps, which is now a landmark and a tourist attraction. All right, let's get them thumbs up real quick. Like, share, subscribe. When you subscribe, click the bell. Please share these videos across all platforms. To donate to me, my PayPal me link will be in the description box. So just look for it. And again, the link to the article will also be in the description box. All right. So this is the Guardian, right? Yeah, I want to get out, says Ricardo, 21, then relaxing. He takes the hand grenade he has been toying with on his lap and places it amid the beer bottles on the table. In Villa Alianza, in Bangu, Western Rio, this is not particularly unusual behavior. Y'all thought I was joking when I say I walk past machine guns all the time, huh? I guess the white people at the Guardian is now telling you the truth. All right. And these are for them ignorant dudes that wonder why I'm asking for donations. These for them ignorant dudes that tell people to get off from behind the YouTube and stuff. Stop trying to earn a living this way. We want you to earn a living by being a slave to the system. This is for them ignorant dudes that's trying to de-police who really aren't doing anything but trying to talk bad about the people who really are doing something. And this goes out to my supporters. Thanks, because they make doing this worthwhile because I know they have my back. Thank you, Bertha. Y'all know Dwight, Daniel, um, all of y'all. Well, there was 4,000. There was 20,000 at one time. All right, there's about 100 now. All right, so for all you that supported me, Esther, Bertha, I haven't seen Mecca in a while. All right, but let me say this, and the reason why I shout out Bertha, Esther, Mecca, woman of the past, because these are Fortell and Fortell something. You know, there's two others. All right, you have basically 6 women that support what I do. You have 6 women in general that understand that the things that I mentioned, yes, it's about Afro women and black women in general. But they are the Afro women. They are the sisters that don't fit that narrative of what I'm talking about, that watches my channel. All the rest of the women that seem to come to my channel fit the narrative, fit the evil, fit the negativity, fit the destruction. Hold on for a second. All right, I'm back. Now, so that's the kind of support I have for this. Now, to continue, they go, outsiders rarely come to this lawless favela, a center of the drug trade in Rio de Janeiro. And the armed banditos who guard the area from the police raids and rival gangs have been monitoring my approach for miles. As our car wound through the narrow roads, smiling children and friendly teenage boys wearing shorts and flip-flops carrying rifles appeared. All right. Villa Alianza is not on the list of favelas earmarked for pacification. All right. The military interview that paves the way for permanent pacifying police unit UPP to move in to improve the security before 2016 Olympics. The UPP project has been credited with improving the security in 38 communities, but this violent and dangerous favela remains beyond the pale. So they couldn't pacify this for the Olympics. All right. Now, here's the thing. I want y'all to pay attention to this. There's a lot of people stepping up to try to do what they can to bring some kind of hope to the situations that's going on in the favela. All right. But there, I'm going to say this. It's a daunting task because of how the government has separated everything. And I'll tell you what I mean by that in a minute. You'll see later on. Nico van Buren, a Dutchman in his 60s, has been coming to the city's most marginalized areas for decades. His Ibis Foundation runs Soldados Nunca Mais. Nunca Mais, all right? Soldiers Never More. All right? It's a project, Soldiers Never More. In Villa Alianza, he is greeted as Patrão, a Portuguese neo Logism, neologism that combines the word for boss and father. So, okay, that would be pie trial. Now that I know what they're combining, your father is pie, all right, and the boss is trial, okay, or el jefe, all right. Nearly all traffickers would get out tomorrow if they could, says Van Buren. Most start in the drug trade is young teenagers, and 4/5 are likely to die before reaching 21. How many? 4/5 are likely to die before reaching 21. This would explain why there are so many women in Rio who desire Afro American men. There's another reason for the desire of Afro American men, and we'll cover that in a live show. All right. Since 2000, Soldados Project has used sport, arts, and peer counseling to help 4,300 child soldiers leave a way of life that guarantees early death or imprisonment. It also uses sport to build bridges between the youth raised on hostility towards rival gangs. All right, that's why I take soccer balls. That's why I take soccer balls, y'all. What I've learned is if you could take something that channels machismo into something like a competitive sport, all right, instead of firearms, I can off you before you off me. You could greatly improve the lives of innocent bystanders everywhere. All right? Think about that for a minute. Ricardo shows where a bullet exited his arm in a shootout with the police 3 days ago. The worst part of the trade, he says, is seeing your friend die. He joined a drug gang at 15 because I didn't know what else I could do. There it is. I didn't know what else I could do. They don't see no factories. They don't see no nothing. The government robbed these places of hope. And because they're too busy making themselves rich. Remember, when they built the stadium for the World Cup and the Olympics, when they built up the Olympics, they bulldozed people out of their own homes. I want you to think about that for a moment. All right, it's a common explanation in areas where gangsterism has filled a void of education and opportunity. Period. Van Buren is greeted by some youth in a passing car that carries a machine gun on a tripod. Early on, he says the leaders made him wait hours to meet them, but not anymore. What does he bargain with? Just trust, he says. It might be individuals or groups. We wait until they're ready to leave. Often, it is when they become a father and have responsibility. What happens to these guys when they become a father and responsibilities? I want y'all to understand what I just said. It might be individuals or group. We wait until they're ready to leave. When are they ready to leave? When they become fathers. Because becoming a father is still a good and thing to aspire to in Brazil. Being a father is a man thing to be It's not spit upon like it is in the United States. It's not looked down upon or desired to be eliminated from the family unit like the black women wanted to be in the United States. And I dare say black women. Because even though the society is built up on trying to eliminate fathers from the family unit, and we know why, is to make the family unit or the children vulnerable to all kind of predation. Because everybody understands that a woman cannot defend the house. She can't defend herself. I watched a video where on Facebook where a girl in another room is hostilely being done, and a girl is laughing at her on a live stream, and the guy on the other end of the live stream said, "You ain't going to do nothing about that." And the girl said, "That's not my problem." Why? Because she's not a man. It's not her job to protect her friend as her friend is being handled. All right. When they become a father and have responsibility. So they take responsibility seriously. So all the guys trying to shine shoes and hustle and stuff like that and try to find a way out without guns and bullets, they're the ones at the airport trying to get that hustle on. I'll shine your shoes for whatever you have, even if your shoes are tennis shoes. All right, so that's been my new thing. I've been taking like the tennis shoe cleaning solution down there, and I want to take some supplies down there for them, like shoe shine kits, like Kiwi and stuff, so that they could do a better job. All right. I would like to teach them how to spit shine, get that, how we used to shine them boots back in the day. All right. See, that's when they won out, when they have responsibility. The difference in the gangs here is manhood has been frowned upon by the women who raised their sons in a single household. And because they wanted the glory and worship of the children as adults, they brought dishonor to being a man. The black woman did. The black mother did. You ain't SH because your father ain't SH. Question is then, Mom, why did you sleep with SH, not SH man? And half the times you find out she's lying. All right, so we enter another unpacified favela known as Lisao, or trash, because it was built on a landfill site via cement speed bumps. These are the speed bumps that I look for when I don't get left off in the right place. Remember I told you about the speed bumps? Cement speed bump bent to slow down the police. Edison 35 was one member in the Red Command gang that ruled the communities in western Duquois Caxias. Recently, he worked for the Leader Project for Children Traumatized by Violent, or Traumatized. Boy, my reading is, man. Traumatized by Violence. Van Buren says, on my birthday 9 years ago, we had a barbecue in Edison. Came up to me and said, "I'm your birthday present. I want to get out." But having been seen as a leader who helped the community, he now faces pressure to return. As evident, if Edison misses anything about the days of trafficking, his eyes well up. He blames himself for the death of a friend. Around 4% of those who leave return to drug trafficking, says Van Buren. It's always the men because they find it hard to take orders in a job or face pressure to go back, but the women stay out. Why do the women stay out? Because even when they get out, there is more opportunities to keep them out. Not only that, they are able to become wives of others. The men, if you're the wrong color, you'll have it hard in Brazil. The best thing for you to do is learn English, because who's teaching you that? You know, and when people are teaching, they're not teaching in the streets. You have to fill out paperwork that these guys don't have, and you got to come to their school with the proper paperwork and documents. Nobody's just going there, hey, I'll teach you English. That's a thought for the next lunch that I have with the young men. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments section. With that said, I'm out.